Hi there. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. So today I want to talk to you about emotional eating, that it's a habit. And you probably go like, whoa, lady, what are you talking about? Well, very simple. When you were born, you were not really emotional eating. You cried because you had hunger, and your mother or caretaker, but let's keep it for mother, gave you the breast or gave you the bottle. And as you started to grow, little baby, getting a little bit bigger, you started to understand that when you would cry, you would be fed. Bear that picture. Just keep it in your head. So time goes on and you turn into a toddler and you were not really able to speak, express yourself, but you were very capable of crying. And when you didn't feel good, when you didn't get your way, you started to cry. And what did your mother do? She gave you something to eat, usually a bottle. So you were sucking on the bottle and the bottle was making you feel good. Food soothes the serotonin, the everything that's in the food, what happens in this chemical manufacturing plant that we call the brain. You went to feel good again. You had your bottle. Your tummy was full. And of course, your mother really keep track of, how much food went in. But here's the thing. As a toddler, you didn't have the logic to combine the emotions with compensating for not feeling good, etc. You just didn't feel good, so you wanted to have some food. So you got fat, you felt full, you felt happy. You usually fell asleep because that's what food does. The processing of the food, the metabolism requires energy that's taken out of the body, away from functioning, so you fall asleep. We still have that. Adults, we just call it the food coma. Usually after lunch, we have a food coma, after dinner as well. And I'm not looking at, drinking alcohol because that's an extra add-on at dinner. But usually after lunch, you have a little bit of a dip. In Japan, they have found a way to help you get over that. And in the air conditioning system, they have some sort of, some sort of a herbal fragrance or whatever it is that you inhale then, very minor, but that perks you up, that keeps you awake, that keeps you performing for which they are paying you, right? You don't get paid to fall asleep after lunch. Very simple. So food really is to soothe you. So as you get older, as a child, you fell, you had a little accident, whatever, and the first thing your parents do is they put a piece of candy on it, a piece of chocolate on it, or you were distracted with ice cream, or would you like a cookie? Just to distract you from the pain, the suffering, whatever you were building up in your head. So you started to link those two together. You were smart. You were very smart. So you understood when there is emotional pain, when I express that, I get a cookie or ice cream or whatever. I get a food reward. Fantastic. You got that figured out really fast. So now you sort of start to exploit it. If you don't get your way, you're now a little kid, probably 6, 7 years old, and you throw a tantrum because you didn't get your way. or you were not allowed to sleep over with the neighboring girl or boy or whatever because you misbehaved, blah, 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 or you hit your little sister or whatever, you throw a tantrum, and in the end, you usually get a cookie, donut, whatever, something to compensate for your emotional pain. So that is the habit that you have created over this whole childhood period. You understand it perfectly. And you use that over and over and over again till this very day. Because if you feel emotionally distraught, if you don't feel happy, if you have any kind of issue and you don't fully understand what it is, and most of the time that's the case, there is something based on the childhood experiences, emotional eating. That's what you do. So the good news is it's a habit that you created. It's also the bad news. It's a habit you created. Both the good news and the bad news. The exciting news about that is that you created the habit and you can uncreate it. You can change it. How? By distracting yourself when there is any kind of stress, worry, fear, anxiety coming up. Distract yourself. Go do something else. Take a walk, take a nap, read a book, do the dishes, do the vacuum, all sorts of things. If you cannot do them, plus those other things, dissect your thoughts. What am I thinking? W-A-I-T. What am I thinking? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Become aware, become consciously aware of what you are saying to yourself. Your thoughts are the words that you say to yourself. What are you saying to yourself? Interrupt them. If you need to, write them down and change those words. It's creating a new habit of looking at yourself, looking at your life. What is it that causes you to grab the food, the muffins, the donuts, the pizza, order in a pizza, go out for whatever, extra food that you don't really need because you had your fill already. So this is extra, 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 and it puts on extra, extra, extra pounds. That's the reason why you are overweight, obese. I would like to sugarcoat that, but no, let's just, you probably know me by now, and if you haven't, then you will get to know me if you're interested. I'm very straightforward. I just call a spade, because if you want to get slim and sexy and healthy, and you want to lose the weight, don't lie to yourself. Don't put the responsibility for your body, your weight, your lifestyle outside of yourself. You are a responsible person. That means you are able to respond to any situation. And if you are not able yet, then I would suggest catch on, learn. Life's too short. Life's too short. Life can be so much fun, but you are in charge, in control of your own life through your own thoughts, and you can regulate your thoughts. You are in control of them. If you don't have the results in your life right now, any results from being slim to being healthy to being wealthy, observe, become consciously aware of your thinking pattern. This is what all the big gurus teach you for thousands and thousands of dollars, and I'm giving it to you here for free. What are you thinking? And change that, because there is nothing wrong with you. You're perfect, you're whole, you're complete. You're just a creature of your own created habits. And you can change your habits. You believe certain things about yourself. Here's the thing, in your childhood, you create your beliefs, and then your beliefs create your life. Interrupt them by becoming consciously aware what you're doing on a daily basis. What are you doing when you start to binge food, overeat, emotional eat, eating based on emotions which are never positive? They're always negative because you're trying to fill the void that is there in you, and food is not going to fill that void. Never, ever, ever. It's your thinking that's going to fill the void. And your thinking is something you have control over, that you can change. There's very, very little to do except become aware of the pictures you create in your head, how you see yourself, and the words you say to yourself, the words that come from your thoughts. Those are the two things you need to change. Does it take work? Oh, absolutely, because becoming consciously aware is constantly paying attention to what you're thinking, what you're saying, and ultimately what you're doing. Interrupt the patterns. You can do that. And please, don't tell anybody what you're doing. It's basically none of their business unless they are on the same path completely. Then you can work together. You can catch each other. You can ask for each other's help. But for the rest, you have to do it alone. Is it a lonely trip? Yes and no. These kind of corrections are kind of lonely. But by doing these corrections, you become such a more vibrant, wonderful, happy person. And you are going to attract similar kind of people in your life. You may have to ditch a couple of people in your life who are extremely negative and love the bitching, the griping, the moaning, the complaining, because don't forget, not everybody likes to get rid of their issues. Because these issues, whatever they are, and in my case here talking to you, it's always overweight, fat, obese, get them the attention they're craving to get. I didn't invent this. I did not invent this. Do your research and you will find it. That's called seeking love in the wrong places. So, I would so much like you to become consciously aware of what you're thinking at any time when you're not feeling 100% on top of the world. And take just baby steps. Just become aware. And when you have become aware of just like one or two little things, high five yourself. Yeah! Celebrate yourself. Because that will make you happier and happier. You become consciously aware of your omnipotence. You can do anything you set your mind to, including stopping to binge eat, to suppress the emotions, looking at it as a reward for your ornery moods or the emotions that you haven't dealt with. I know you can do it. I absolutely know you can do it. So, tomorrow I will continue. I appreciate you listening in. And remember the disclaimer. This is the compilation, the mixture in the blender of everything that I have learned from my wonderful mentors. Blend it all together, put my special sauce over it, and that's what I'm serving you. If you like it, press the like button. I would so appreciate it. Also, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, pass it on to anybody you feel could benefit from that, who may need a wake-up call. And here's the last thing. If you don't like it, that's okay as well. I appreciate you for being here. We'll talk again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.